One of the main production activities of a designer is photo editing. This exercise is designed to use the power of selection tools and channels for photo editing. There are many techniques for creating and using selections as masks. However, you'll be able to get started with just a few tools. Remember, selections and channels are basically the same thing, where you store a selection as a channel, and you can use a stored selection from a channel to mask items. In this video, we will be using the color range and quick mask mode to create a more complex selection. This technique is for changing the color of an object in the image, such as something like clothing. If you've got the wrong color for a photograph and you're not going to re-photograph it, then this is an ideal way to do that, because colored on the clothing or a main color, we still have a lot of different colors. So if you notice in this image we see here, we have a very, very hot or warm red, and we also have in the crown area of flowers, very cool or light or dark colors of a color range that's similar to each other. So if you are part of the class, you will open this Min Color Range JPEG image, and first things we want to do is to choose File and Save As. So if we do that, okay, then we can make it into a Photoshop file. If not, find an ideal photo that you want to change the color of someone's shirt or a hat or something of that nature, and then save it in the area that you designate. Okay, I'm going to save it as a Photoshop file. Okay, Min Color Range. You can write color range just as an example if you like. Okay, so I've done this many times as a demonstration, so I'm going to go ahead and save this as another version. Okay, so now it's a Photoshop file, and the use of the polygonal lasso tool is what we want to tap into, because when we get to color range, this is part of a type of selection we make under the select drop-down menu. It makes it so that we can choose a different range of color within a whole area, and we can in fact add to that. So these eyedroppers here in this color range area, if I were to add to, and I can click here or even on the thumbnail sketch of what we're trying to select. But the problem with it is if I add to the range to try to select a particular area, see, I'm trying to get that crown, and especially with different reds, then I'm getting parts of the face, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out, and so that's why I say I need to get some help from the polygonal lasso tool. Now, early on in learning about selections, you use these tools here in the tools panel, but really to do something more complicated, they're very good helper tools. And so this one, what I want to do is surround the area in general so that I am only working with a few pixels in a particular area rather than the entire face. So what I want to do, and including a little bit in to the hair, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit while we got this. Click and add some little pinned area points for the polygonal lasso tool. You notice that I've included a little bit of the hair. Keep in mind that the lighting, when we're working with some photography, and the lighting on having to do with something that's a particular color, if you had clothing that was, say, orange, and you have it next to your skin, part of your skin would turn orange, or whatever is very close to it is going to have that color reflect into it. And so in this crown, you'll notice that if you look close in her hair, there's a little bit of pink and red just along the edges. Okay, so I wanted to include some of that. So we do kind of a close job, but not perfect. Just make sure you include everything that you want to for the item. Okay, I got a little bit over here. And because, again, I don't particularly want to include the skin, I'm going to kind of go in a little bit here and then into her hair a little bit more on this. All right. Use the tools to your advantage. Okay, again, I try to navigate my way around, so I'm holding the spacebar key as I'm pushing myself around. Okay, so this is a very general selection, and what I want to do next is just basically save the selection. Okay, go under Select, down to Save Selection, and we're going to make this into a stored selection, because as I get more complicated, if I make a mistake, I can always go back to the original channel for this. So basic selection, I'll name it. Click OK. It's going to become a new channel, which is shown right here in the channels panel. This is my basic selection right here. Okay, in the next video we'll move on to getting into the color range and how to add to that color and get the basic of the crown so we can clean it up.